Scott Van Pelt, the star anchor of the mothership, the Midnight Edition anchor, joining us on the program. Good morning, Scott. How are you?
Thank you, Dan. I'm great. It's great to be with you. Now, things are good. How's everybody doing?
Everybody's good. It was just, Paulie had to brace me for a tweet that you sent out, a couple of them, where I mean, there's not much at Thanksgiving that I really care about, but I do care about pumpkin pie. Like, I don't care about the family getting together, turkey. I mean, you're a journalist. I'll let you give us your thesis on pumpkin pie and why you're so down on pumpkin pie.
I don't like it, and I don't have to. And, here's the thing. The beauty of it is that there's a very, very passionate contingent that loves pumpkin pie. And to those people, I say, I hope very much that you enjoy it, and you enjoy it with your family if you're into that. And if you don't care about your family, I hope you just hunker down in the corner with a big old pumpkin pie and some whipped cream, and you enjoy it, being bitter by yourself. Whatever you want to do with the pumpkin pie is fine with me. I just don't enjoy it. And the request on Twitter was for your most controversial take. And I said, pumpkin pie is garbage. And then I began discussing stuffing, which if you put it inside a turkey, I find repugnant. I feel like those ingredients are best baked in a dish. So that they're not cooked inside the carcass of a dead animal. So that's where I landed on that. I don't enjoy the pumpkin pie. I like other pies better. I like an apple pie. I like a cherry pie. I like a pecan pie. And so I'll eat that happily. And all the pumpkin pie people, by all means, enjoy the pumpkin pie. I don't happen to enjoy it.
Did this hurt your brand, Scott?
Dan, my brand. These are things I don't concern myself with. I care about I care about speaking my truth, Dan. I got to speak my truth. And if authenticity and keeping it real in these streets about pumpkin pie is going to hurt my brand, then damn it, hurt my brand. I'll be all right.
It's all about street cred with you, Scott, and I respect that. Now, when
it comes to dessert pastry,
yes.
You're damn right. Yes. It is, damn.
Yeah,
you're damn right.
If you could invite 3 ESPN anchors over for Thanksgiving dinner,
yep,
who would you invite?
Current or
current.
All time?
No,
current. All time, because then I'd butter you up and try to get back in your good graces after this pie fiasco. Neil Everett. Because I've actually dined with Neil on Thanksgiving. It was fantastic. So Neil Everett would be number one. Number two, Stanford Steve doesn't count. He's not an anchor. He's my, I don't know what he is. He's sort of a man about town.
He's your fifth.
Anchors?
He's your fifth. Yeah, he can't.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's, as you know, having been around, he's just sort of a good time Charlie that just makes sure everybody's happy. Trying to think how to do this politically without making people upset. Television's John Bucci-Grass. He's been a good friend for many years, and that story goes back to once I think Boomer threw it back to John Bucci-Grass, and they said it's Bucci-Grass, to which Boomer said, "They know who we mean."
Okay, so it's Neil Everett.
Bucci, it's Bucci, it's Everett, and it's who's the fourth? Who's our fourth? This is harder than it should be.
Steve Levy.
Levy's great, sure. Levy's awesome. He's another good time, and he'd be the guy that would want to go to a restaurant.
I think Levy would be the night before Thanksgiving guy.
Ooh, that's a good call, because then you'd go out and he'd have the spots for everybody picked out. Yeah, so maybe it's a different person for Thanksgiving. I don't know. I work by myself now. I don't see anybody, so it's like, I mean.
But is that in your contract that you don't have to work with any other anchors, Scott?
Yeah, I don't play well with others is what it's mostly. It's mostly that. Like, keep Scott. He bites people, and he doesn't play well with others, and he pisses everybody off about pies. So keep him there at midnight. It's late. Everyone's gone home, and no one else has to deal with him. No, they just, I was a test balloon. They said, go out there and just act, do what you want to do, and we'll see what happens.
What is the show that you love doing when this team loses?
Ooh. I think when the Patriots lose, it's not that I don't celebrate in it. It's just it's unusual because there are typically these addendums written on them, right? I mean, when they lose and they got smacked by Baltimore, then it becomes and I said that I thought Baltimore was the best team in football. And they appear to be. But I think when they lose, because it happens so infrequently, you get mumbling Bill Belichick, where they made more plays than us. That's always the answer. It becomes these kind of conversations about is it the end, and it never is. But I think the reactions to New England losing is always interesting. Makes the show. I mean, it makes the show more interesting.
Well, I do wish you a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you're surrounded by family and friends. No, I do. I
think you do mean it, but do you understand that the pie thing? Like, it's not that serious. And then many people agreed. There are many who agreed with me. It's just this is pie, and I do want people to enjoy it. I don't like it.
And I'm not encouraging. Right? I'm not encouraging people to hit you with a pumpkin pie. I am not. Okay.
Oh.
So
that'll be foul because the consistency and the smell. Yeah. Hey, buddy. I don't want that on me.
No.
You know what I mean?
And I hope that I don't want that to happen. Now, Fritzy is getting a pumpkin pie to the face at the end of the show, but he lost a bet.
Well, I mean, a bet's a bet. If you don't pay your bets, you don't have it. You don't have your word. And if you don't have your word, what do you have? So that sounds like something he agreed to.
When's the last time you placed a bet on a game?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Me? Oh, I'm not afraid.
Was it yesterday?
Let's just say, log on to the old internet and get things going. I mean, no, who would do that? How do you even do that? I wouldn't know how I would even understand how that transaction happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, Stanford Steve, he helps you. He's your go-to guy, your middleman.
He's from down in the valley. They got people down there that take care of these things. You know what I mean?
Have you, I always you talk about bad beats on your show all the time. And as a former gambler, we always want to tell you when we win. But it feels like now it's almost like this badge of courage to reveal your bad beat as opposed to, every gambler I would be around, you'd always say, yep, I had them plus the 7, and then you're going, really? Nobody ever tells you about when they lose. But now it feels like there's a little bit more transparency forthcoming.
I feel like I feel like what we've done is we've made it just it's the shared misery makes it more palatable. I think is and also I mean that's everyone has experienced it and if you're gonna bet you're gonna lose more than you win in the end anyway. So I think all it is it's like the miserable guy at the corner bar whose girl just dumped him or whatever. You just sort of belly up, sit down, and go, yeah, I remember this gal back in wherever it was that broke my heart. I mean, that's all it is. And it's going to happen. And this weekend, God knows there's so many opportunities and windows with between the football and all the, tournament basketball and pumpkin pie. There's so many ways to have a miserable Thanksgiving, Dan. I mean, you are surrounded by it. So be careful. Tread lightly. Watch where you step.
Thank you, Scott.
Dan, you're the best. Good to talk.
Thank you, buddy. That's Scott Van Pelt of the Mothership there.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.